Hi everybody, this is Dottie again. I don't know what's got me in such a philosophical mood, but for some reason, I don't know, maybe I was feeling, down or just like things aren't working or whatever, I don't know. Generally, I'm a very optimistic, upbeat person. But, I started to do an exercise that I felt helps me if I'm feeling a little bit down, and that is kind of to think about what's the worst that can happen. And once you start doing that exercise and you start actually saying out loud what the worst that can happen is, the worst that can happen is probably not great, but it's probably not nearly as bad as the stress of worrying about it is causing you. I think the statistics are something like 80% of what we worry about never happens. And a big part of that is because we just don't allow it to happen. We need to be pushed to the point where we will not allow it to happen. And sometimes we're just not at that point yet. But when you think about it, and even if you do think about it, you're like, okay, what's the worst that could happen? All right, I don't make a sale, and I'm spending money on ads, or, I'm just spinning my wheels, I'm not getting anywhere. While you're doing all that blah, 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 worrying about the future, at that moment, you're okay, right? At that moment, nothing bad's happening. Nothing bad's going on. The worst that could happen hasn't happened. So instead of taking that time to worry about what could happen, take that time and do something that could change the outcome of the worst that could happen so that it doesn't exist anymore. Now, I know it's way easier said than done. I'm not, trying to minimize this, and I know we've all been there. But, I think that one of the best things to alleviate stress and worry is action. Do something. I think the reason why nighttime or early morning is kind of the worst time for thoughts and keeping you awake, and they just go round and round in your head, is because you're not doing anything. There's nothing to take up your brain with your body's activity. So when you're getting that, get up and do something. Don't sit and ruminate. Just even if it's a walk. People say walking will clear their head. Do one thing. Get on Facebook and make a video, for instance. Anyway, hope it helps. Keep it in your brain to annoy you when you start sitting still and ruminating. And get up and move instead. And I'm going to try to take my own advice too. So I will see you tomorrow.